Hey you guys, I am so excited. I'm fixing to redo my minivan camper, my micro camper, my it's a 2016 Dodge Grand Caravan. And if you guys just saw a recent video I did, or you came along with me on a Walmart shopping trip, um, I was looking at a camp cot there that I have found, and also another item. And I'm so excited about this. You guys, I when I was looking at the camp cot there at Walmart, when I looked at the measurements, I told you I didn't think it was going to work because it was too low to the ground. But anyway, after doing a little more research and doing some measurements and everything, I went ahead and purchased it. And today I'm going to be trying it out and seeing if it works with the foam padding that I got and what I use for that. So anyway, we're going to see what happens, and I hope that it works out. I hope I don't have to go to Plan B. But anyway, if you're interested in that, come on back. I'm going to show you all about it. Hey guys, welcome back. So, like I said, I am working on redoing this van today, but primarily the bed more than anything. And I'll show you, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what my current setup is now and what I have used the whole time as a bed for this minivan micro camper. Turn it around. Okay, so what I have, if you can see, it's a lawn chair, you guys. It's in a reclining position right now, which I do love that feature. And it is the old style. This is original. I mean, this is one from way back. This is an original old style patio lawn chair. It's the aluminum framing with the webbing. If you can see that right there, even the webbing is original. And a friend of that of mine gave me that several years ago, and so that's what I've been using. The problem is, I like this chair for lounging, for taking it out at the campsite or wherever I am, and using it to stretch out instead of just a regular camp chair. So I couldn't do that because I was using it for the bed. Another problem is, which is great if it's you're using it for the intended purposes of a lounge chair, you want armrests, or at least I do. And these are great because it's got armrests if you're laying down and just relaxing, and if you're reading, it really helps to have an armrest. But if you're using it for what I was using it here as a cot, then when you're sitting, like right here, you have to sit right here. You can't sit back no further because this prevents you from it. So that's taking up extra space too, in the width of what it's coming up against here. And then you've got that barrier. So that was a problem. Now underneath, you can see under here I have some storage bins, and I also had my regular camp chair under there and a few things. I don't have this fully stocked yet, so I didn't have a whole lot under there. But now the clearance, that's what I was talking about on that last video. I don't know what that is on my rug. It's like a dryer sheet. Anyway, the clearance on here is about 11 or 12 inches. I measured it the other day. It's like 11 and a half or 12 inches. So if y'all watched that last video, the one I did where I was at Walmart looking at the camp cots, it was perfect. It didn't have that armrest, and it was very sturdy. I think it was a I'll have to look. I think it was a Coleman brand or Ozark Trails. I'm going to look at it here in a minute. But the length was perfect. The width was perfect. Now this, I think this is right here is right about 24 inches wide, which is fine. Some people may think that's not enough room to sleep on, but it was perfect for me. And so this new one that I've got is about, I think it's about 25 inches or 26 inches. I got to look at that. I'll look at that here in just a minute and let you know. But when I was looking at them at Walmart and I was doing that video, the clearance on that new one, on that camp cot, is only like 8 inches. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll turn this back around here. That's going to drop it down, a few inches here to I'm not going to be able to get much under there. So it's still, you got to measure everything. So in figuring on that, I looked and seen the storage bins that I'm using now, which those might change, but right now those are like a foot tall. Those little fabric storage bins there, and they fit under there with, you see I still got a few inches there, about 3-4 inches, still in space. But you want, whatever you put back there, you want to be able to slide it out. You don't want it to be getting hung up. So, I may go with plastic ones later. Right now I was just using what I had because I knew I was going to be changing this bed out. So the other problem was, so I kept thinking about that. I thought, well, you give up something. You're going to give up something no matter what you do and what you purchase, what configuration you have when you're working in a small space like this. So even though the clearance is going to be lower, I knew that I had to have thicker foam because it just wasn't thick enough. I've been camping on this, for quite a while in this vehicle, and what I have now is a lounge chair cushion for this size of lounge chair. You can see, and it's probably, I don't know, maybe a couple inches thick, and then I have a comforter on top, but it still just wasn't thick enough. Yeah, I gotta have comfort still, you guys. I truly do. And I like, in my bed at home, I have a memory foam a topper on my mattress, and I guess I've gotten used to that. But I gotta have a lot of. You wouldn't think I'd need that much foam padding with my body type, would you? But I do. I gotta have it. And when you're out like this, the main thing is having a good night's sleep. You're not gonna feel like doing anything or having any enjoyment if you don't have a good night's sleep. So that was very important, and that is going to be the most important thing of all. That's one of the major components, probably the major component in your rig. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're going to be using to camp and travel in, is the bed. You got to be comfortable. So I have been waiting and figured out what I was going to do. I almost went with building a platform bed. I'm all about using what you have, and I really wanted to do that because I had some old boards, and I could have made a frame. I thought about that. I even thought about putting a plywood top on it with some hinges where I could raise it up. But when I thought about through all that, every time you raised it up, the mattress is gonna be on top. So unless you secure it to it, it's gonna be all over the place. And so, and I didn't want to put anything flat on the floor. Now, a lot of folk, they'll just put, their padding or bed or whatever they have, inflatable. I've also got a really super nice, it's a Thermarest inflatable mattress, and it is really super comfortable. The problem is I got the one that was too long. It's a little bit too long for in here, and that's not the problem about putting it straight on the floor. That would have worked perfect in here if I wanted to be straight on the ground. But you guys, I'm old. And when I think about in the night, sleeping directly on the, on the ground, well, not on the ground, but that low, and then having to get up and use which I love this thing, my little portable commode. Love this. I just thought that would be a little difficult. And I like something where I can be, literally the way this was, I could be sitting right here, and I'm just right there and just get up very easily and come over. I keep this off when I'm set up camp, so and just cover it up later. I think I talked to you about that before a little bit. Love these. It has a collapsible bucket inside. Anyway, so I'm just like from there, sitting on the bed, over to here to use the bathroom if I need to. And also, right now I'm using the plastic drawers. That may change too, for like a little countertop. And when I'm sitting here on the bed, then it's perfect to sit here and whatever, brush my teeth. I've got a little mirror up here. Put my stuff there. It's like serves as a little nightstand. I could do a lot of things from there. And so the sitting height was perfect. So when I got to thinking about the clearance at the bottom not, you know, being lower, I'm like, well, that's not going to work. But when I got thinking about it, I'm like, if I'm going to put more padding than what's already here, and I may not have this, I probably won't use this because I'll have thicker padding. I thought, well, that's going to raise it. You know, that's going to raise this more. That's going to raise this height more. So even though it's going to be, the frame is going to be lower to the ground, you know, I'm going to have more padding here. So if that is the case, if I have too much, then when I sit, you know, I'm not going to, my head's going to hit the ceiling. And right as it is right now, you know, I have a few inches, you know, 2 or 3 inches above my head sitting at this configuration right now. So I had to figure, you know, okay, if the frame is lower to the ground at 8 inches and I put extra foam here, you know, how much can I have with being able to sit here comfortably, you know, and work at my little counter here or whatever I'm doing. I didn't want to, you know, I sure don't want to sit with my neck cricked around. So anyway, so when I took all that into consideration and measured, I went ahead and got that cot from Walmart, and it was like $60. And so that was a good buy. So, you know, I'll try to keep my costs as low as possible. I try to use what I have. I try to keep my costs as low as possible when I'm doing these things. And so I went ahead with it. And I'm like, well, if it doesn't work out, you know, I can always take it back and do something else. But I put that natural blonde back in my hair, you guys, but the wind is crazy today and it still looks horrible. I got to get a haircut. Anyway, so I went ahead and got it. And I found, I thought, well, you know, I had been looking at the foam padding too. And I'm telling you, that can be pretty expensive. They're really good quality foam padding. I had a top quality one in my big camper van, and I left it in there when I sold it because I hated to take that out because I sold it to a co-worker, and you know, they plan to travel some in it, and I didn't want to remove the bed. So, but man, it was so comfortable. It was the Zenith Green Tree memory foam mattress, and it was pretty much, it was a little bit larger, I think, than a full, but a little less than a queen, and it was top quality. But anyway, for now, this is always a ever-changing process, but for now, I found more of these, only they were a lot thicker. I found they had these at a store that I love to shop at here locally, and I went ahead and got 2, and I thought, well, if it's too high, then I can adjust it. You know, I could stay with this one and the one I got. That'll be 2, you know, extra foam, or I can use the 2 that I got and ditch this one, use it for something else or whatever. So you just have to try it, you know. I mean, I can measure and figure all I want, but until I actually try it, I'm not know if it's going to really work. So that's going to definitely give me more padding, and I think that it will work fine. I really do. And but I'm going to try it, and that's what this is going to be here in the next little bit. So stay tuned. All right, so I've got everything. I got the old bed lounge chair out of the van, done a little vacuuming. Show there, done a little vacuuming, and I'm going to flip this around and show you the. Okay, so this is the Ozark Trail, which I love Ozark Trail brand, and the compact folding cot. And of course, I don't have any armrest, so that's going to be great. And the length, the 75.6 inches. I don't know why they say wide. That's the length, as far as I'm concerned. It's 25 inches. They call it, you know, it says deep, but it's wide. That's how wide it's going to be for in here. And 8.4 inches high. So, I'm hoping it works, you guys. It's so windy here today. Anyway, and this cover's tore off of this cot. So I'm going to take that off and be putting it in here. Be back in a minute. Alright, so I have unfolded the cot, and put it in the minivan, and I'm going to flip it around and show you what it looks like before I've done put any bedding on it, any linens. Hang on. Okay, so the width is perfect. The width was 25 inches wide, just barely, just a little bit wider than what I had before, than the old lounge chair. Length is perfect. Now this reclines. I could also put this in a reclining position if I want, so that's a plus. But what I do plan to do, when I get all of my bedding and everything on here, I'm going to get one of the backrest cushions to sit there that will lean up against the back of the passenger seat there, and I probably won't be raising this up and down because I'm going to have my that will put me in a reclining position. I won't need to do that because I don't like to be fooling with stuff all the time. I like to keep it in a same position. So now what I'm seeing right now, because this, you see how it looks like it's going uphill a little bit, so it's not completely level. That's because of this flooring in the this Dodge Grand Caravan. The flooring is going up just a little bit, so that's where the the back seats are. Everything is in this stow and go seating, so all my seats are down. I haven't taken any seats out, but they're all in the stow and go position. That's why I bought this vehicle. I love it because of that reason. But anyway, I may have to. I don't think it's going to bother me once I get the bedding on there. I really don't. But if I have to, I may have to put like, just a little shim of something under there to level it up a little bit. I really don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll see. But what I want to show you too was, see, I was concerned about this clearance, this 8 inches of, as opposed to what I had before. Well, I am still able to get that little fabric bin slid under there with no problem. And like I said, later on, I may be using something different that would be a little bit lower, just a little bit, and maybe easier to slide. I don't know. That's not a concern right now. The main thing was getting this in here. So now I'm going to see, it will see how much foam, how much of those cushions, if I can use 2 or 1, and the thicker one I had, and then the other one I already had, to see if it's going to give me enough clearance overhead so I can sit comfortably. So that's the next step. So hang on. Okay, so I've got the new lounge chair cushion that I bought, which is thicker, and I put the old one on top of it. I'm going to see how that works first. I'm going to turn the camera around here so you can see the difference. See the difference in that thickness? I don't know if you can really tell it in this picture. There you can maybe tell it. This is quite a bit, the bottom one is quite a bit thicker. I think I measured them, and one is like right at almost 3 inches, and the other one's just 2 inches. So I think that's going to make a difference. Now, the other thing I do, though, you see the difference in the top cushion and the bottom? The bottom cushion has the bend in it for, the reclining lounge chairs right in there, and then at the top where this has, like the head rest cushion. Now the top one does not. Now I would have preferred to have had another cushion. Now it does have the bend right in the middle, but not here, not at the top. But I don't think it's going to matter, because you see here I'm putting that over top of that. If I go with this configuration, if I just use the bottom and the top of the old one, bottom new one, top old one, and we're going to see how that works out. And I may end up using both of the new ones, but I've got to see about the head clearance. So I'll check back in a moment, and we're going to see how that goes. Okay, you guys, so as of right now, I'm sitting on the new thicker lounge cushion that I bought, and with the old lounge cushion that I had on the old bed arrangement on top. And you can see, now I can feel it's lower, but see how that gives me more head clearance, and I don't need that much, of course. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to use all 3 of these cushions, at least for now, because I went ahead and bought the 2. You know why? Because it was a good deal on these cushions, and then I had a 15% off coupon anyway. So I went ahead and bought 2 of the new, like the 3-inch ones, and because I'm like, if I don't need it, I can bring it back, because I was looking at these probably about a week prior to buying them, and they had plenty. And I went back. Always happens? You go back and they're like, you're lucky if it's there. Usually it's gone. But I looked, and man, they had a ton of just the regular chair cushions for like 20 bucks. But the lounge chair cushions there was only a few left at $30. So I went ahead and grabbed them both, and I'm like, if it doesn't work, I can bring it back. That's the good thing about shopping at a store that I like, because it's easy to take something back. When you order something, I hate that. I hate to have to send something back. I've not done that a lot because I hate it. So anyway, I definitely am going to go with the third one, I do believe, because that's going to give me more thickness, more comfort, and still enough headroom, plenty enough headroom, I do believe. So we'll test this next one out here in just a moment, and we'll see how that works. Okay, so I have got all three of the lounge chair cushions on my new folding camp cot, and I'm going to show you what it looks like right now before I put any of the bedding on. Now I'm going to have to kind of secure these together a little bit. They've got tie downs. I'll probably put those on the at least the bottom one tied onto the camp frame, but the time I get a sheet stuff on here, it still maybe, I think, will be okay. We'll see. But you guys, so when I sit on this, so this is about 8 inches of foam. Now, it's not the good quality foam like your memory foam mattress would be, and I hope, on down the road I may do that. But for now, I think this is going to be fine, and I sit on it. And when I sat on it, I've got plenty of see this right here? So I've got plenty of head space because this does sink down some, but I laid down on it, got my pillows out here. I've got some more pillows, but just to try it out, I laid down to see how it's going to feel. And you guys, I think it's going to be super comfortable. It feels like it. And it's a little unlevel, but I'm going to show you this. Where it's kind of, because of this flooring, it tends to be uphill a little bit on this bottom end. So I just laid down that way, and I could do that, or I could just put more pillows down here and bring it up that way if I wanted to lay that way. That's not really a big deal. I don't think it's gonna be a problem at all. So I'm going to take these tags off and put my bedding back on. I saw every time I see one of these tags, I just think about when I was a kid. They have these tags on there, and it says, don't remove this tag, penalty of law, or, accordance with the law, do not remove this tag for penalty of law. When I was a little kid, I remember in particular a stuffed animal. It was a black and white dog that I had. But anytime it had a tag on that, and I wouldn't take it off. I was scared to death to take that tag off when I was little, and every time I'd see a tag like that, I wouldn't touch it. I'm like, oh, it looks like crap, but I'm sure not gonna take it off. So anyway, I don't reckon the tag police is gonna come and get me if I take this off. So I'm gonna take these tags off of this and secure it down and put my bedding back up and show you guys the final product. I think it's gonna work out great. So stay tuned for the final showing. All right, you guys, I am completely done with putting back together my new camp cot with all of the foam padding that I got, the 3 lounge cushions. I got them all secured together to the frame, and now it's I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I got all the bedding on it, so I'm going to turn around here and show you. I don't know, the sun, if you can see that. So I think it's going to work out great. I doubled up my comforter here, and I put a sheet over top of the foam. There's my bottom sheet, and this is my top sheet. And see, I secured the lounge cushions onto the frame there. You can see that. I know the sun is coming in right on behind me here, and I still have room under there for my little bins. So as of right now, I think this is going to work really well. and I stretched out on it with my pillows, and I can sleep on either end. So right now I think it's a success. I can't wait to try it out. I think it's going to really work out great, and I'm getting geared up for the first outing of the year here before too much longer, and I can't wait to try this out. So I'll definitely do a video from that location and from me sleeping in it, so y'all can see how it did. But it's comfortable. I still have plenty of clearance overhead, and I can still sit here and get to my little tabletop here, and I've still got plenty of room too to get through here to the back. I don't like having having it closed off where I can't get out or get to the back part or the front part. So it's accessible all the way through. I still have room here to get to the front, to climb over the console there and get in the front seat, and there's plenty of room here because I have that seat, all of the stow and go seating down in the floor. So I got to do some other things in here, but this was a major thing that needed to be done, and now done, and I am super happy with it so far. And you guys, it frees up my old retro lawn chair that I can now. I'll have to find a place to store it, but I may get me one of the rooftop carriers. I think that would come in handy. But so far so good, and that'll free up my little lightweight lawn chair to have out at the campsite. So anyway, you guys, success, and more to come. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more things, a lot more modifications to this little mini camper, and my minivan camper, and a lot of other things. I just come up with an idea while I was fixing this about something that I have in here, how I can reuse it. And also, you guys, on that video where I took you on Walmart, where I did the shopping, and where I found this camp cot that I didn't think I was going to use and ended up getting it. There was another item there, if you remember the Igloo 12-volt cooler. Y'all, I didn't get that because it didn't have the 12-volt adapter with it, but I can't wait to tell you what I've discovered about that. So that led me on to something else, so I'll let you know about that. So be sure to subscribe. All the time something going on here, doing vehicle modifications, product reviews, adventures, finding cool places to stay, and all kinds of different things. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Be sure to subscribe, like and share, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and hop over to Galgone Camping Facebook page and to the website on the blog at galgonecamping.com. All right, you guys, remember, don't wait to live. See you down the road.